Okay, I wanted to record a video about some of the methods of cleft skipping in Uru Online, or MOULa. So I'm going to go over a few things. This is a brand new character that I just created for the purposes of this. So you can tell I use first person. I use auto run, so I press caps lock to toggle auto run. And one other thing that I have turned on here is go to where I click. So I have checked that box. And you'll see where I use that. So let's start with the standard cleft skip. So you start out by going into this corner here and just jumping up onto this rock. You can then sort of center this post on your screen. You can do that in first or third person. Then with go to where I click, you just click this post here. It's the one that's above the window there. So you click it, and that points you directly toward it with the go to where I click. Now you do a run jump, and it puts you up onto a little, it's actually a little piece of collision that's sticking out the side of the main invisible wall. From here, you can turn this way, and we're trying to jump in this sort of direction. This part can be a little tricky. Sometimes you can click on this to line up, and that lines you up. If it gets you to about here, you usually want to do a walk jump. Those last two jumps were run jumps. So do a walk jump, and that puts you to about here. Once you're at this spot, you can click the base of the tree there and do a run jump, and that'll put you inside the fence, which is what we're going for here. So that's the first part of the setup. That's working very consistently for me. Next up is centering yourself on this post, and then I've been kind of clicking the top of this post to look directly at it. And then the camera in MOULa is a little weird, and it shifts perspective sometimes. So in third person, I'm trying to kind of come down and put the edge of the cleft between my feet there. Sometimes it'll give you a shallower angle, and sometimes it'll give you this higher, steeper angle. I have no idea what causes that. And then I click this. You can see this is the branch we're kind of trying to get to right here. So I click that branch right there. And if this works, you just run forward, and you'll land kind of... It sort of looks like you're on that branch. Really, you're on some geometry that's down below, but your face is in this branch. And now I turn to the left a bit, and then I just start tapping forward again with run turned on. So, and I drop down into the cleft. There are other ways to do it. You can jump. Jumping is a little more dangerous because it's hard to land in the exact same spot every time from those previous jumps. Once you're down in here, that's it. That's cleft skip. You've done it. You click the Relto page, and you're done. So that's the setup that I found to be pretty consistent here, and thanks to lots of people. I'll thank people at the end of this, I suppose. The next thing I wanted to show off was a possible change to the routing of the online game, actually. Because we need to come here to the cleft at the beginning of the game to get that Relto page, to make the 4 main ages show up in our Relto. And then you have to come here at the end again to get to put the imager code that we got into the imager down there. But that involves going down into the cleft twice. We have to go down once to unlock the handbrake on the windmill, and then we have to go down a second time to actually use the imager. And you have to come up because you have to come up in between, right? Because you have to start up the windmill by pushing it manually. So I thought, well, what if we could skip that step? What if we could avoid that slow climb up this ladder here? This ladder takes over 10 seconds each time you have to climb it up or down. So my thought for a route would be to, when you first get here to the cleft at the beginning of the game, you climb up like you're doing normal cleft skip, right? Same stuff we just talked about. Click that, jump here, turn this way, jump, right? Now you can click this post, jump back this way. From here, you can just jump down. So I would suggest, I could say we could do that first. Then you click this, right? That's the handbrake that unlocks the windmill. Then you reverse cleft skip back. So you go into this corner, jump up here, jump straight across, and you can kind of click this, see this dark spot right here? If you click that, that should put you where you need to go, right? So now, so what if we do that first, and then we do the alternate cleft skip that Blue Dude discovered. So you kind of walk into this corner here, and then I click on this, see this sort of dark seam here? It's a little hard to tell, but right there. And then we do the double jump technique. And thanks to Susan MOULa for teaching this to me. But it's a walk jump followed by a run jump. So that gets you up to here. Now I turn this way, do one standing jump, and then I tap back. I saw I moved a little bit when I tapped back. That's a good sign. So then I put my cursor just to the left of this post, just right there, and click. And now I run and jump, and I'm down here. And that was a run jump, of course. Down here to do cleft skip, right? So by doing that, you skip ever having to climb the slow ladder. You use this method to do the cleft skip at the beginning of the game. And then what that means for the end of the game, as we just clip through the tree door out. So at the end of the game, after you fall through the starry expanse and land back here in New Mexico, is you basically do the same thing that we just did, except easier. So this puts all the danger and risk at the beginning of the run. You would have to come here around one side or the other. It's probably faster, honestly, to come around the top side of the cleft. Come down here, get the windmill started, right? And then once you get the windmill started, then you'd go back and cleft skip. So if you pull it off quickly, the cleft skipping is a little bit faster than climbing the ladder. But of course, it's all in the execution, right? It's not a huge difference, honestly. It's kind of surprisingly close. But the faster you are at executing it, the more time you save, right? You can jump down like that. So it is a time save, but the big time save with this routing is that it avoids ever having to climb up the ladder at all. So it's one less trip, because once you're down in the cleft, you stay in the cleft to cleft skip out. Anyway, that's the concept. Hope it was helpful. Have a good one. Bye-bye.